Hi, Jonny and Phil from RopeBreak here, and after a great night at North Wrestling, we are here with Amir Jordan.
Hello there. Jonny, hello Phil.
Yes. I must say, after watching you today, I'm definitely a big fan of yours now.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it very much.
Definitely getting involved with the crowd, and I like that a lot.
Gotta do it.
So how do you feel things have been tonight?
Oh, great. I think we've done a great show. Considering what's happened, obviously with the cards changed quite a bit and stuff. But I like to think that we've all put in everyone of the talents doing really well there.
Yeah, I think we recovered really well, considering
and it's one of those things with shows and stuff, it's either you can sit there and be like, card subject to changing into that, or you can just be like, right, okay, this is what it is. Let's just go out and give them, because there's people that have paid tickets already.
Exactly.
So let's just go out and give them the best show possible. I think we've done that. I like to think so.
I think you've done a good job. Yeah, I mean, obviously when you obviously with the way you are with the crowd as well, the way you make everyone's day really, the way you
I don't know.
To say
for me, it's just I've been doing this. Entrance stuff at weddings all my life, do you know what I mean? I mean, you go to a Pakistani and Indian wedding. Yeah. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So it's just the same thing, just in a crowd of people.
It's just the same thing. Well, I mean, that's in a crowd of people as well. If you've been to an Asian wedding, there's about 1,000 people there anyway. Do you know what I mean? Hey, families. It's a well-known fact. Families aren't small. You know what I mean?
So it's just the same thing, but you've got a wrestling ring in the middle of it.
That's it, absolutely. So the entrance bit and all that stuff, it's fun for me, and I like to think it's fun for everyone else. So it's just one of those things where I'm just like, right, well, let's have as much fun as we can on this entrance.
Yeah, it's definitely something you bring really different to anything else.
Wrestling's about characters, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? What do you have today? You have some right characters. Sesh moth, no fun done.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I like to think myself, and
you are definitely now when I think of North, it's Amir Jordan. One of your entrances, your entrance part of the show.
Yeah, and I will say one thing, North. Andrew, the guy that runs North, he was one of the first guys that saw me, and he was just like, I love you, I'll put you on.
Yeah.
So because I've not been around for long at all, I've only been wrestling for a year and a bit in the UK anyway. So Andrew was one of the guys where I was just like, oh, I'll bring up, and this is when I started getting outside bookings and stuff. You know what I mean? North was one of my first bookings. I'm based in West Yorkshire, so it was my first booking where I was like, all right, I'm travelling a little bit and stuff. I love coming. I'd never come to Newcastle in my life before, and now it's one of the places where I'm just sick. It's great.
It's not just you're booked for either. It's a main event wrestling, I think.
Well, I've done MEW, I've done North Absolute, 3CW that's in the Northeast as well. So it's kind of been that stepping stone of all right, I've established myself in the Northeast as well as Yorkshire, and hopefully the plan is to start getting further down south, Midlands, London, Scotland, and just British wrestling, man. It's in a big boom period, so if you're not hustling to get everywhere, then
especially at 2017. I mean, this is the time when, as a British wrestler, you've got so many opportunities, really.
That's the thing, and the thing is, there's so many opportunities, but then there's so many really good, talented wrestlers. So if you're someone like me in my position who's not been doing it long, you've just got to hustle, man. I'll travel around with guys and stuff, and go to shows and meet promoters and stuff, and that's how you've got to do it, because there's shows all the time now. Do you know what I mean? Even today, around the country, there's probably 3 or 4 top quality shows going on.
As a wrestler, do you always have? You must have a regular, obviously not 9 to 5 job, but you must have a plenty of work now as a wrestler.
Absolutely, and a lot of it is to do with the amount of opportunities. If this was me 10 years ago, I wouldn't have had as many opportunities. You know what I mean? And it's a testament to a lot of the guys that have been on the scene for 10-15 years. You've got your Rampage Brown, Ligero, Bubblegum, Martin Kirby, all these guys, and there's so many more as well. They were wrestling when British wrestling wasn't big. Yes. They're the ones that were carrying it on their back. So now it's big, and it's because it survived in that period because of them. And now we're all getting the opportunities, and a lot of it's to do with because of them carrying it. Do you know what I mean?
Because them paving the way for you guys.
And now they're getting all great opportunities out there as well. Flash Morgan, who was on the show today, he was in Florida, California last week. Do you know what I mean? And that's to do with that. The reason why I'm getting loads of opportunities as well is because there's opportunities to get. All you have to do as a young wrestler really is you can go out and get them. Get in your car, drive and hustle.
Like, I mean, as you said, like you're in like one of your first years.
This year, I've just fit like
I
a
believe
year
for
and a
like
bit,
someone
man.
in that first year, you might be one of the busiest people like
I
that
like
I've
to
seen.
think so. I like to. I don't know.
I mean, for your first year,
It's been
you're not
busy,
doing
man.
too bad.
I did the summer camps at Butlins and stuff like that. That was busy.
Is that with All Star? Was it?
No, it was with NGW.
Yeah.
That was with NGW, yeah. And like that's one of the again, I'll say it again. That's one of the best experiences because like you're working in front of 2,000 people.
It's every night as well,
It's
isn't it?
4 days a week. This summer it was 4 days a week, non-stop. The travel, the shows, the style, the repetition. You're getting so many good reps in.
Yeah.
And like now I've come out of that summer and I'm like, all right, well I feel a lot better as a wrestler and a lot more comfortable in the ring now than I did 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's all just building blocks, man. And like I said, the opportunities are there for anyone that's in my position. All you have to do is just go and get them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy, but it's pretty simple. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like, well, there's a fucking show down the road. Sorry, I'm
Oh, no,
that's
it's
a problem.
fine.
No, you can
out
swear
anyway.
anyway, it's fine.
But there's a show down the road. All right, well, I'm going to jump in with someone who's on the show, go and speak to a promoter, and that's how you got to do it. You just got to hustle.
You've got to make connections everywhere you go, man.
Wrestling's not like
It's similar
not
like what
easy,
we do
man.
in like media. You've got to make contacts to get where you.
That's it, man. Like it's like trying to compare it to like say if you're like an upstart band or a comedian or stuff like that, where like you'll do all this travelling, you might get a shot at something, you might not, but you won't know until you try. You know what I mean? Like I've been to loads of shows where I've gone, helped out, spoke to a promoter, and come back home. I've taken my gear, but I've come back home. But at least then I know, like, okay, that promoter knows who I am, and like someone will say, all right, well he's good, and then that promoter's like, all right, I remember him because he helped out on that show and stuff, and then that's how you got to do it, man. Like there's so many guys like you see that are in training schools that are so good, but they're just struggling to like get themselves out there.
Yeah.
And like in this, I feel like what I've learned in my short time here, like you can't be shy in wrestling, man.
No.
Like you've got to be like, you got to get yourself out there. Like if you're in the back somewhere, like you've got to speak to people, you got to make connections, and like it's like any line of work, you got to do it.
I mean, like you were saying, there are guys like those training schools that are amazing on those shows
there's so
and
many good
everything.
guys
and then
around, yeah.
Not really seen. We
That's
have a
it.
few up here, like
Yeah.
Joseph Biggs.
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
on
I
like
know
the last
Biggs,
show.
yeah.
Like he's a good friend.
He's class, I like
of,
Biggs,
the
yeah.
show and everything, and he's really good.
Yeah.
And is now getting more and more
Yeah,
recognised
exactly,
because
absolutely.
of things like this.
Biggs is really young as well. He's only what, like
Yeah,
19? He's
20,
He's
something
like
like
20.
21.
He's in good shape and he's athletic as well. Like, I saw he was at the last show here as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's one of those guys that like he's got so much time on his hands. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little bit older, but he's got so much time on his hands where it can be like he can really try and like start breaking out.
So as we're getting into things, like how did you find wrestling, or did it find you? Was it, like,
I always wanted to do it at a young age when I was like 18, 19, but like I'm from a very traditional like Pakistani family.
Yeah.
It wasn't the done thing, so I never had like the balls to do it. So I went to uni and I got a job and stuff like that, and I was just like, well, okay, well I've established myself here, like I've got a degree, I've got a job and stuff, I've got a bit of a career, right, screw it, I'm gonna go all in.
Yeah.
I think I started training at 23, and I started getting myself in trying like, you know, like, get to a gym, start training, find a school. I was living in London at the time, so my first place where I started training was the Progress Wrestling
Oh yes,
School
yes.
in Brixton. Did that for 6 months, and then I ended up actually going out to Calgary to train with Lance Storm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like I was there last year, that was 2016, first 3 months of 2016, and then I ended up staying out there for a few months because I ended up getting a job there, and then I ended up doing some of the indies out there as well. So then after that I moved back in July of last year, so I've been like in British wrestling since July of 2016, so just over a year.
Alright.
But yeah, man, it was just one of those things where I was just like, right, I'm just going to try it and see what happens. And then one thing leads to another, and you start enjoying it, and then you just like, all right, well, if I put a bit more work into this, I can make something out of it.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point now where, like, for the summer, to do the run for Butlins and stuff, like, I took some time off work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it allowed me to, like, I was just like, right, I can actually, like, stop working for a bit.
Yeah, that's you living as a
Wrestle.
wrestler. Yeah.
Get a taste of it now, and even if it means like I'm going back to work, you know what I mean? But like even if it means I got to do that, I get a taste of it, and it's like, right, in the long term where I've established myself a little bit, right, I know that I can do it now, where I could, like, you know, maybe be a wrestler full time, and that's like further down the line, that's like the aim, to do it full time, to make enough money off it, obviously, to do it full time.
Yeah.
But like now I've gotten a taste of it this summer. Like I'm going back to work. I'll still be wrestling every weekend.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, just trying to get my name out there and stuff. So
I mean, obviously, I hope you like I do hope to see you more and more and more, obviously, in the
Yeah, I
UK
hope so,
scene.
man, absolutely.
Obviously, you want to end up like Eddie Dennis, who came here, who quit his
yeah.
job
Absolutely.
as like a head teacher,
exactly.
and now does
That's
professional
a big
wrestling
thing,
full-time.
man. It's not, because I did it earlier on this year. It's not a big thing, man. Like Eddie Dennis was a deputy. I think he was like a deputy head teacher.
Yeah, like deputy head teacher.
He's leaving a lot of money on the table for this, but then it just goes to show for the passion that people have for wrestling. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's taken that big leap. It's not easy. Like, that's job security there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's dropped like a secure job. He's probably got like, you know, a house to run, probably. But he's dropped that and he's taken the leap and he's just like, screw it, I'm going to do it. Like, you get one life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to take the risks, in my opinion, like, the people that take the risks are the ones that like
You're gonna
make
reap the
something out of it.
rewards.
You know what I mean? If you don't, then you'll never know. You'll be 50 and you'll be like, shit, I should have tried that. And,
Yeah.
like, that's the worst thing that you can have happen.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I was sat in the office on Microsoft Excel thinking, I better try this wrestling because I'll regret it when I'm 45, you know what I mean? That's legit how it works.
a good word of advice from people. It's just like,
Yeah, man.
give it a try.
Give it a try.
Whatever it is you want to
bro.
do, yeah.
You'll be amazed. Like, for me, like, 2 years in wrestling have been the best years of my life. You know what I mean? If it all ended tomorrow, touch wood it won't, but if it did, I'd walk away thinking, bloody hell, 18-year-old me thought that I'd wrestle even one match, let alone however many I've had in the year and a half. It blew my mind. So like, it's just you're just gonna be thankful for
It's,
it.
at the end of the day, it's about you being happy.
That's it, bro.
That's it.
man.
You've got to follow like your highest happiness.
That's it,
And
yeah.
so by doing that, you're automatically making yourself better.
And you get times where like you think, shit, like, is this gonna work out? Am I gonna be any good? I quit my job. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna have to go back to work? This and that, like, you know, during the summer and stuff, like. But it's worked out, and everything does. Like, if your intentions are pure and like you work hard at it, like, it works out. Like today, like the reception that I got today was just like, I never take that for granted. I was like, shit, man, like, I can't believe I've done that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a big thing. It's a powerful thing, man. Like, it's a great feeling to have. And stuff.
But like when people come out to see Amir Jordan, I mean, what is it you want like people to remember you by? I mean, is it what sort of thing?
Like for me, like, it goes quite deep when it comes to stuff like that, because like for me, like, I see a lot of stuff that's going around in the world, you know what I mean, and like the way like people are being portrayed and stuff, and like for me, like, I look at someone like Amir Khan, who's my name's a bit of a thing of like what's the word, a takeoff, the boxer Amir Khan, right?
Oh yeah.
And he's such a big role model for like British Asians around the country and around the world, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be something like that for wrestling. Just because you hear so many things and it's just like, well, like, look at this guy coming out, like, he's a good laugh, innit?
Yeah.
Like, if I can even change like a few minds of that, then like, that's me done my job.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I want people to, you know, look at me as in terms of like wrestling fans and be perceived that way.
I mean, I believe there's not. I don't think there's enough people in wrestling to try and do that.
That's it, exactly.
It's to
And
be
like,
like an actual
traditionally,
rule.
that's it. And traditionally, especially with like Arab wrestlers or Asian wrestlers, like traditionally, we see them working heel, we see them working as bad guys.
Tavares, things like that.
Exactly, like,
Prince Amin to an extent as well.
and
He's
again,
doing it.
Prince Amin to an extent. Well, Prince Amin's a bit in the middle. I love him. He's great. But like, again, like, that's how they've been portrayed historically in wrestling, and even now, like, you see Jinder Mahal with the two lads, like, Singh Brother. And like, again, obviously it's a character, and it's not for like, you know, but it's a character they're playing. But again, like, I like the fact that I get to play like a good guy character and portray that side of it. You know what I mean? Because again, it's not a done thing, and like, you know, there's not that many Asian wrestlers out there.
No, there's not.
There's a few coming through now and stuff, and that's great to see as well. Because again, it's only just good. It's just good. It just reflects well on something that's like being portrayed as evil, and you know what I mean. Like, so it's
Like, speaking of like other wrestlers, do you have any people that coming up that you like? Right, I'm gonna take a lot from this, a lot from that, or like I've idolized this person.
in terms of like style and stuff, like it's a bit of like my character and stuff is obviously quite unique and stuff. Like, the inspiration I take from that is, like I said, like weddings. That's where I got it from. I'm like, this is fun at weddings. This will be fun on shows and stuff. But like, it's just like the plucky, like, high flying style. Like, I watched a lot of Shawn Michaels, a lot of Daniel Bryan, you know, growing up and stuff. I was a big fan of CM Punk. Obviously, my style doesn't reflect that as much, but like, that's what, like, maybe like Shawn Michaels, Daniel Bryan, those type of guys that I like. Jeff Hardy, you know what I mean? Like, I do the Swanton as well. I loved it because I always saw Jeff Hardy do it as a young kid. But like, those are the kind of things. But again, like, it's especially with training and stuff. Like I've trained with loads of different people. Like I've done a lot of training with Marty Jones, and you learn that British style from them. I've done a bit of training with like Rampage Brown, and you learn that hard hitting style. So I want to be like, I want to learn and take bits from like all these different guys that I learn from every week. And put that into action and stuff. See whatever works with the character and stuff. Like even like British wrestling, like you see like Seshmoth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd say
something
like
completely
ours,
different that you will not see anywhere else.
Exactly, but like ours things are quite similar in that sense. Like she's got the big dancey with the music and all that stuff. Like looking at her and be like, all right, let's see how she does it and how can I take inspiration of that, but then put a twist on it for my character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll definitely say that I've I've looked at her and be like, all right, our characters are type of similar.
Yeah.
How can I make that mine but take inspiration off that? And that's what wrestling is anyway. Like you take inspiration of people and then you make it yours. And if you can make it your own, then that's where you'll find success. Hopefully.
We're going to see a mixed tag of the Bhangra moths.
Hey, I don't know. Tell him. I'm gonna tell Andrew. Tell yeah.
The Bhangra moths.
That's great. Yeah. That's it. You might be onto something there. Next North show, that one.
Well, what about like as your like workout kind of thing? I mean, how during the day, if you're before a show, I mean, what's your sort of?
Generally, it's like 5 times. Like I only started working out when I started wrestling. I only started going to the gym when I started wrestling. Like that's what my motivation for it was. I used to wear glasses. I started wearing contacts, so I was like, well, I can't wrestle with glasses, so I better get contacts in. So I was there poking my eye trying to get it for ages. But yeah, it's like obviously like training with the weights in the gym 5 times a week at least, and then like you do a lot of training, like wrestling training. And the good thing is there's so many so many good training schools around the north and stuff. Like there'll be times where I'll find myself training like 4 times a week and just knackering myself out. But obviously like conditioning is a big part of wrestling, do you know what I mean? So like as well as trying to like put on some good size, you got to be in good condition. So like there's so many schools, man. Like it could be like on a Tuesday I'm down at Joseph Connor's in Nottingham. On like a Wednesday I'll be like at Bubblegums in Manchester. On a Thursday we can have El Ligero, Grapple in Leeds. All these guys have training schools where you can learn. Rampage Brown has one not far from here. Do you know what I mean?
I think it is.
He has one much closer than that. Like
near Birtley, I think it is.
Birtley,
yeah, it's not too far. And again, Nathan Cruz, if you know, like, he's got one in Hull. He does the NGW school. There's so many places to learn. So like it's one of those things where like if I do skip a day, I'm like I could have gone there and learned something, picked up something new. But like it is again, it gets tiring sometimes. Like it's a travel that does you really a lot in wrestling. But yeah, like training wise, that's
I've heard a lot of wrestlers say that like the wrestling side is not necessarily easy, but like it's the travelling they find the most difficult.
Yeah, man. The travelling can be difficult, but again, like, I will say, like if you're travelling with the right guys and with fun guys, like it can be the best part of wrestling. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're having, because then it's like being on like a lad's holiday. Almost.
Who's the best person to travel with?
Oh mate, that's a good question. That's a great question. You might kill me for this, but Rampage Brown was really fun to travel with because we did a lot of the Butlins this summer.
Oh yeah.
And I was driving and he was with us for a few weeks and it was just class. It was just brilliant, man. Like that, the guy is just something else. You know what I mean? Like it was. I don't want to give too much away. I might have done already just by saying his name.
Some of his mystery.
Do you know what I mean? Like he might tap me just for saying his name there, but like he's one of the guys that's great to travel with. Like when we're like in that, we've got like the Yorkshire car, and like even though he was a bit of a twat today, but Liam's one of the best guys to travel with. You know what I mean? Like I find like we spend a lot of time traveling together just because we live close by. There's loads of guys, man. Like Nathan Cruz, been great to travel with. It's just bants in it on the road. And it's just like, well, right, we're in this car for 5 hours. We might as well have a laugh.
Let's have a piss about.
Exactly. That's what it is, man.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Let's stick some shitty tunes on and sing along to them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Let's just play like silly ribs on each other. Mainly on me. Man. It's the ribs that get me
because you'll be the newest guy.
I'm the newest guy. I get ribbed the most, man. Like you speak to any of those guys, if you ever interview any Cruz, Rampage Brown, Liam's, like you interview any of those guys, tell them who gets ribbed the most. They'll be like me this past summer, because again, you're like, it's wrestling, innit? You're like, you're the youngest guy, but again, it's nothing too malicious. It's always just like, they'll piss you off for a little bit.
They'll test you a bit more.
Yeah, it's playful stuff, but yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yes, well, I mean, where can we find you on all the social medias?
I've got a Twitter. My Twitter is at I am Amir Jordan.
Okay.
Shouldn't need to spell it out. I hope so.
No.
Nice. AMIR, Jordan.
AMIR Jordan, like Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Or the other Jordan. But I'm on Facebook. Again, if you put Amir Jordan in the Facebook thing, I'll come up there. Those are my main two ones. I need to get on the Instagram thing and all that stuff. I've not yet,
Snapchat as
but
well,
yeah, Twitter's one of the I don't know. Snapchat's dangerous, bro.
You go on that ghost mode.
Find people's locations now, yeah.
Ghost mode, you know about it. I don't know, mate.
I know the crack.
But yeah, like those are the main ones. I'm Twitter and Facebook mainly. Yeah, Twitter.
Okay.
I need the numbers, so follow me on Twitter.
Absolutely. Well, if you're listening, I am Amir Jordan. Follow
There
me.
we go. I am amazing. Thank you.
If you
Thank
want
you
to
very
buy
much.
any of his amazing chicken cottage t-shirts,
Yeah, bro.
they are like really cool.
I got sponsorship. My uncle.
Is it a proper sponsorship? Oh, you had me going there. You could have just kept.
I could have gone on with that one.
I think you should until like you just eventually you are sponsored by Chicken Cottage.
Well, maybe one day. You never know.
Well, thank you, Amir, for talking to us
Thank
today.
you, guys.
Thank you very much.